Hello students, how y'all doing today? Some of y'all might be doing good, some of y'all might be doing bad, little sleepy, little mad, but guess what? Today we have a fun activity in store for you guys that will boost your day. Today's activity consists of learning how to throw an object to a moving target. Doing two activities for the class, beginning with activity 1, which consists of me splitting the class into two teams, Team A and Team B. Team A will be able to throw 3 objects to the receiving team, which is Team B. Team B will run the route and catch the objects that are thrown to them. Don't worry about catching the ball today. That is not the topic for today. So you guys are not Odell Beckham Jr. today or Anthony Davis catching the ball from LeBron James. Today we're focusing on throwing. So throwing your inner Tom Brady skills or Peyton Manning skills to be able to make these throws at a reasonable rate. No perfect catches, no perfect throws, just a reasonable throw that can be caught. That will be for activity number 1. During activity number 1, I will be rating each one of these students on which throws you make. You will have 3 throws: a light object, a medium-sized object, and a large-sized object. I will have a criteria sheet and will note down which passes you are able to throw. After that, I will tally up the people who did the best throws and separate those who did best throws in one team versus those who performed low in the throws on another team. After that, we will begin activity 2. In activity 2, we will have groups of 4. We have even enough numbers. We have 28 people, so that means we will have 7 groups in total. Each group will have 2 people who perform good in the throws with 2 people who perform low in the throws. The job of the good throwers is to teach the low skill throwers how to throw a reasonable throw. This, boys and girls, you guys will teach each other how to throw, and at the end you will make sure that those who perform low actually become good throwers. Alright kids, now it's time for the hardest part of all. Let's all get up and get ready for our warm-up. Come on now. So now, students, please all line up on the wall over there. All in a line, single file line. Now, I want you all to begin a game of red light, green light. Red light, green light is simple. We've all played red light, green light. When I say green light, you will all advance forward. When I say red light, you will all stop. If you are caught moving on the red light, you will be sent right to the wall and start all over again. But there is a catch to this game. You will not only be moving forward, but you will be doing a certain activity while you're moving forward, which includes either dancing, running, skipping, or hopping. If you do not perform that activity when moving forward, you will be also sent back to the line. You guys have the rules? You guys have the rules down? Any questions? I would also like to add that the first 12 to make it to the side first, the finish line, will be part of Group A and will be throwing first. So warm up the shoulders. Let's begin with a simple shoulder rotation. Shoulder rotations are simple. Put your hands shoulder width apart, and now do a simple forward motion. Forward, forward, forward. Inhale up, exhale down. Now, let's do this for 15 times. Now, after the 15 times, let's go backwards. We're doing the same thing, just backwards. Finished our warm-up, and now let's begin to line up in our groups. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin our throwing test. Come on, round of applause for our throwing test. Let's get excited. All right, so let me show you the rules, and then we will begin the test. So we will start with what objects you will be throwing. We will begin with a small item. Here I have a tennis ball. You guys can release your inner Serena Williams if you want to. All you have to do, simple throws. Now remember, throws can either be from the bottom, from the side, or even from the top of your head. Doesn't matter. 2 hands. Even if you need to use 2 hands, you can use 2 hands. Then we move on to our medium object. I have here a regular football. Who doesn't like throwing around the football? So simple football. You grab it with your hands on the seam, and you throw the football. You don't have to throw it like that. You can throw it like this. You can throw it like that. You can throw it with your other hand. You can do a chest pass. As long as you make a throw, you are able, that is meeting the criteria. Next, we move on to our large objects. We have here a regular round volleyball. Same thing. You can throw it from here, a little chest pass, a downwards pass. Any throw is a throw. As long as you're throwing the ball with both hands or one hand, it is a throw. Now that we are familiar with our objects, let's pass each object around so you get a feel of what each object feels like. Now that the objects are back in the front, let's line up in our groups. Group B, you will line up horizontally, following this straight line on the ground. You will line up this way and walk the route. Walk the route straight. You'll walk the route expecting to catch the ball. Wow. Group A, you will line up this way vertically, facing your receiver and being ready to make the throw when I say go. Once again, people from Group B will line up horizontally, so line up behind me. There you go. Now you will walk forward and be ready to catch the ball. Walking, remember, we are walking. As receivers, we will be walking. We will not be running. We will be walking. Now, for throwers, we will be lining up vertically this way, and we'll be ready to throw when I say go. The receiver cannot start until I say go, and the thrower cannot throw until the receiver is starting to move. The receiver can throw anytime he wants once the receiver starts to move. Got it? Any questions before we begin, or I continue on with the activity? I also want to add a couple tips before we actually start this whole activity, okay? First, throwers, you want to throw as good as you can. Reasonable throws is what's required here today. We don't want to show off, but we also don't want to underachieve. So let's try to make decent throws, whatever you're comfortable with, whether it's a simple throw like this, a throw like this, a throw like that. As long as it's a reasonable throw and the catcher can catch it, then that's good. Now remember, throwers, even though you felt like your throw was good and the receiver didn't receive it, maybe your throw was good and the receiver wasn't able to catch it. Remember, our objective is to make a reasonable throw, not to catch the ball, okay? As you will feel when you've made a good throw and your receiver wasn't just able to catch it. They weren't good enough to catch it. No disrespect, remember, we're not putting each other down for this. Now, receivers, you will run the route straight. Walk. No running, no nothing. Simple. Walk. Catch. You can catch it with one hand. You can catch it to the chest. It doesn't matter. All you're doing is catching the ball or making an attempt to catch the ball. Anyways, throwers. Also, one thing for throwers. Don't throw it too hard. We're trying to make a reasonable throw here. You don't want to throw the ball and hurt somebody. And also, try to aim for the chest when throwing each ball, whether it be like this. Anyway, aim for the chest. We want to aim for the chest and make an easy throw. Receivers, same thing. Try to make sure your hands are right here by your chest, getting ready to throw. Wherever your hands are is where the thrower will throw. Remember, throwers, you will throw to wherever their hands are. You're not going to throw to their face, to their stomachs, to their lower area. We don't want to get any injuries. No one needs to get hurt here. It's just simple throws. Save that for later on. Anyways, alright, let's begin. I will not critique anybody's throws. I would only check mark if you make the throw or not. Let's begin. Good job, everybody. Round of applause, everybody. Round of applause. A lot of you guys made all the throws. Some of you guys made two of three throws. Some of you guys even made one throw. But I mean, for many of you guys who've never thrown a ball to a moving object, you guys did pretty well. Anyways, I have checked everyone off, and I will split up the teams. So I will split up those who made all three throws, or at least two of three throws, and we'll put them on the left side. I will now name you down, and the rest of you guys will stay on the right side. Now remember, those on the right side, don't feel down. The whole point today is to help you guys with your throws. So I will name you guys down, and we will begin. Now there's 12 of you guys here, 12 of you guys over there. So I want the first two right here, come over here. First two over here, come over here. Group 1, go over there. First two, group 2. Come on, keep it going. You guys should get the groove of this. Now, we need 7 groups here. We're 28. So 28 divided by 4, 7. Come on, let's do this. Come on. Now that you're in your groups, we will now begin our part of the peer teaching. So, we will begin by having both throwers throw to each other. So, run the run, same thing except it's 1-on-1. So, both good throwers, one will line up, one will be the thrower. As for the 2 low skill throwers, you will just observe how, you will only watch this guy, not the guy who's running the route. You will watch this guy, the thrower. You will watch how he positions himself through the throw and how they're able to throw a good throw and for the other person to catch it. Got it? You will observe this and you will try it. And don't be afraid to ask your peer any questions. You guys are going to be together for a whole year, so might as well get to know each other. Okay? Got it? Let's begin. Let's begin that exercise. Let's try to do 5 throws, and the low skill throwers will watch how the high skill thrower does it. If you want, first 2 throws will go to the first thrower, good thrower, and the next 2 throws will go to the second good thrower, and then rock, paper, scissors for the 5th throw. Alright, let's begin. Everyone's done? Okay, now let's switch sides. So now the low skill throwers are going to be throwing to each other, while the high skill throwers are going to watch the low skill throwers throw. This time, it's the job of you high skill throwers to make sure the low skill throwers are making the catches. Okay? You will be the teacher here. You will make sure that you will critique anything you see that they can't do in their throws, and you will improve that skill. Remember, we are switching off each item. So and once you make 1 throw with 1 item, you switch up to the next item. Then the next item, then their turn. First item, next item, next item, they're done. Now, you cannot finish this activity until you make sure that both low skill throwers in your team make at least all 3 throws. Got it? And then you come up to me and we will conclude this exercise with a little closure. Thank you. Alright, now bring all your equipment up to the front. Everybody put your equipment back in their equipment bags. Let's all sit in a circle and let's have a little talk. Anyways, so how do you guys feel about today's exercise? Pretty good? You guys feel you guys can throw better now? I'm very proud of everybody here. I'm glad you guys teach your peers how to throw, how to use your skills to help other people's skills. That's a great thing to do and something that in the future will help you when it comes to furthering your education. Anyways, so now that everybody's most likely able to throw not to a moving person, try to use the skill. Try to join the sport, football, baseball, basketball, all things throwing or passing. It's just passing. Now, let's ask a couple questions just to make sure we all got today's activity. Alright, first question, let's begin. When throwing the ball to a receiver, where do you want to target the ball to? Yes, correct. You do want to throw it to where they're going to be, not to the position they are in, towards where they're going to be. Thank you. Next question. Now hard question. Let's go with, what muscles do you use when it comes to throwing the ball? Arm strength, correct. There's another one. Shoulders, correct. That's true. There's one more that some of you did not use and you guys could use to your advantage. No, but that's a good guess. Yes, your legs. When throwing, and I did not mention this earlier, when throwing, you can move forward to your pass. Chest pass. When you learn your chest pass, you're going to use your legs to move towards your pass to make a much faster throw. Using your legs is key. There you go. Quick. Key. Using your legs to your advantage. Thank you. Anyways, now I like all your feedback. I mean, it's good to distinguish whether or not you feel you're good at throwing now or not. But it's all about the learning process, and you guys will keep learning this as you progress year by year. Anyways, thank you for a great class today. Let's wrap it up. Thank you, and we'll meet each other for the next class, where we'll be learning how to catch a ball, whether it be from the chest, from the top of the head, or from under the hip. Got it? Alright, thank you, and have a great weekend.